Appreciate the like. Yeah, the channel's grown a lot just in the past couple weeks. I'd like to see it grow even more. I'd like to do something for like my first, 1,000 subscribers. Maybe do a special video or something, and like to do like a lottery, a Dogecoin lottery over on my Discord server. So there's a lot of things I want to do, but need the audience to do it. Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. Doge has got a nice little resistance pattern going here. I know it's a bit of a downward trend, but it's got a good solid resistance line right at 5 cents. Not yet. No, no snow here yet where I'm at. I'm not far up north. Say like New York, Boston area. I'm still considered the south where I'm at. But everyone is kind of, batting down the hatches, waiting for a big ice storm to hit us probably tomorrow and through the weekend. I'm not super worried about it. I grew up north. I grew up in Boston and Maine and Vermont. So getting hit with snow, not a big deal to me. My wife, who is born and raised in Florida, though, and my kids, who are born and raised in Florida, are looking forward to seeing more snow. The little bit that they've seen melts so fast where I'm at that it'd be nice to have something stick to the ground so I can take them maybe up to one of the resorts in West Virginia or something, and get them on the slopes. Appreciate it, man. We will. We will. Made sure that we had plenty of gas in the house and everything like that in case we lose power. At least my fireplaces will run. Yeah, I'm on a mountainside, so if we get hit with an ice storm and I lose power, I'm kind of shit out of luck. But hopefully, we'll be okay. I give you the bird right now, but don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. Shut the door for me. I'm live right now, so I said shut the door. Please, thank you, love you. Uh, what do we got going on? Who's making noises? All right, I won't hold you in any more suspense. I guess we'll dive into it. So one of the biggest things. Yeah, hopefully I got my window cracked open a little bit and getting those ASIC miners temperatures down a little bit in my back room here. But I won't keep you in suspense anymore. Let's give you the kind of the news I heard, what's going on regarding Robinhood and cryptocurrency. So right now, if you're not aware of it, Robinhood is currently in the court system. Going through all the GameStop stuff and Wall Street bets and all that crap, and they're getting reprimanded for pausing the market. Um, so they came out with some interesting news. I hope it's for the best. I have high hopes. Like I said in my last video, I'm trying to transition from Robinhood to maybe a different platform. But, it's all going to have to depend on what's going to happen with this court hearing that they're going through right now. But one of the things, I digress, the thing that they released today that I found very interesting, they posted it on Twitter, blasted it on social media, the fact that they are going to be releasing, or they're working on releasing, individual deposits for cryptocurrencies. So I think you can trade up to 11 different cryptocurrencies, 7 to 11 different cryptos on Robinhood right now. And they're going to implement crypto deposits and withdrawals. So you'll actually have your keys available to you, your addresses available to you. After Elon posted about no keys, no wallet, it doesn't exist type of situation, and then he also asked for all the Doge whales to sell. Well, the biggest Doge whale is Robinhood. They have billions of Doge, stacked up because they're holding all of our individual portfolios. Say I have 100,000, you have 100,000, he has 100,000, and so on. That's just one giant wallet for them, and they have their own kind of tracking system on who has what. But what they're trying to implement now is individual wallets and holdings in the app, which is huge news. I think that'll boost Doge and other cryptocurrencies to that next level. Fingers crossed that it works out. That would make a huge difference for people like myself that are considering transitioning away from Robinhood to other platforms, if they're going to now allow deposits for cryptocurrencies and withdrawals from cryptocurrencies. That put them, in my opinion, a step above, say, Webull, and some of these other platforms that allow you to trade cryptos that don't have those addresses. That gives them, if they can get on top of that, that'd be huge. Big time jump for them. I think it'd be a big time jump for, like I said, Doge. I think it was 3.8 billion Doge, or maybe a little bit more than that, held on Robinhood. They are the largest holders of Dogecoin right now. Is Robinhood. So once they are, as you look at it on the blockchain and you see this large wallet and it being tied to Robinhood, it's more or less what Elon was talking about, getting those whales to sell off their Doge, and he'd back it even further. But if we can divide that larger wallet the way it's supposed to be divided amongst our individual or private accounts, that would make a huge difference, I believe, in the price direction of Doge and a lot of these other cryptos. Yeah, huge step for Robinhood. I think that would definitely, they kind of used up all their brownie points and all of their, luck up until this point with everything that's happened, with them putting, brakes on trading for a lot of these stocks and, restricting all these accounts, mine included. I'm still having issues getting a hold of Robinhood. I just keep getting generic emails from them about day trading, pattern day trading. So hopefully this will buy them some additional brownie points, if you will, if give them kind of a step up, if kind of a step up, but get them back in the good graces of the people, I guess you could say, because so many people find Robinhood very easy to use, and it's very intuitive and simple to use, to the point where it can almost be bad. If it's too easy, if it's too simplified, more people I feel are going to lose their money than the people that sit down, learn how to read, say, a candlestick chart, or learn how to read technical analysis, or kind of dive into individual stocks or cryptos that they want to invest. Knowledge is so important that when you simplify things down to the level that Robinhood has, I think it's going to hinder so much. But having them step in that right direction and set up individual wallets for all of us, that'd be huge. I'm definitely getting on that waiting list, and I'm holding on to some of my Doge in Robinhood. It's there. I don't want to sell it. I'm dollar cost averaging, trying to get my amount down a little bit. Or my average cost per coin down a little bit. So I'm dollar cost averaging down. But I'm definitely buying more crypto on crypto.com. My constant is another one. I'll be doing a video breakdown of my crypto.com and my constant after this live stream. So I'll be putting that one out here within the next 10 or 12 hours or so. The main issue with a lot of these apps like Robinhood and Coinbase is their live person customer service program. They don't have one. Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I try to. One of the the practices that I have when I sign up for one of these services, is the first thing I do is I try to reach out to customer service, whether it be a live chat or whether it be a phone number and a phone call. Unfortunately, you cannot find the Robinhood phone number. They say they have one. It's on the website, but it's a big circle. It keeps bringing you back to the same previous page and so on. So you never really get to that phone number. But they are quick to respond to emails, Twitter messages, direct messages, and so on. Same with Webull. You can get on the live chats with them fairly quickly. You can call Webull directly. Same with TD Ameritrade. You can call them directly. I mean, that's a big bank, big brokerage firm. Crypto.com. I have actually reached out to Crypto.com and some of their online help chat rooms, and they actually get back to you. They respond to you. You can have a genuine conversation with them, and it's not a bot. So that's big. Same with what my constant. A lot of these sites, a lot of these scam sites are out there, especially if you're here in the U.S. You have KYC. Yeah, know your customer. So if you don't see that on the page, or if they're not implementing the KYC policy, it's not something that I would personally invest in. It's not something that I personally sign up for. So definitely be careful of those. But you gotta risk it to get the biscuits sometimes. That's the big talk right now, because there's a couple wannabe sites out there trying to replicate what BitConnect did. And BitConnect was a scam at the end of the day, but when it first started, companies that company, it's not a scam until it scams type of situation. So, there was a lot of people that made hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars through BitConnect until one day it was gone. So I know there's a lot of other companies out there trying to do something similar. I saw it on Voscoin's channel. He was talking about Bitco loans. And then there was another one that I found that I was trying to talk to some guys on the Discord channel about, which was Oil Max Capital, I believe was the name. two very fishy companies that neither one of them have a KYC policy and promise, obviously the moon. So it's definitely a tricky situation to be in right now. Very, very volatile market, especially with the pandemic and, more people switching over to cryptos. Elon Musk and Tesla buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and now they just announced, a couple hours ago that they're going to accept crypto. He's trying to make it possible to accept cryptos to buy Teslas. So, and then more companies are getting involved. There's a medical group. Let me think of the name. It's Coved or CoMed. It's a online medical delivery company that is now accepting Dogecoin, and they've done this multiple times for other cryptocurrencies. Dogecoin is just the next step in the evolution. So for more companies to be accepting Doge and other cryptos, I think it's a step in the right direction for everybody. Yeah, I mean, you saw a meme of it, but soon it's going to be reality. I mean, you don't go and buy $1.5 billion worth of an asset if you're not going to use it as a capital, for your company. He's just not buying it as an investment. He's planning on using it. That's the big thing. It's when you start a company, car dealership, whatever it may be, you have to have so much of the asset that you're going to accept. You can't just have a blank bank account and you're going to process all these loans through it and so on, or you're going to accept all this money. You have to have some assets in the account to justify the sale of a vehicle, especially if you can't sell the vehicle. So typical car dealerships, what they do is they lease. Tesla's a little different because it's their own manufacturer. But say your local Ford or Dodge dealership, right? They don't own those vehicles. They are leased or they are borrowed from the manufacturer, and they are held on the lot until the day that they're sold. But they have to have the assets in the account to have those vehicles on site. They have to have the proof that they can sell that amount of vehicles. So every year when the next model comes out, the next Ford Bronco or the next Dodge Ram, whatever it may be, they know that dealership XYZ sells so many a year, and they can be trusted because they have X amount in the bank. God forbid something happens, the manufacturer wants their money. So you gotta secure your assets, and that's what Tesla, I think, is doing. Is they're these Tesla dealerships, even though Tesla is its own manufacturing and it's private wholesale, or not wholesalers, but private dealerships. They're not private dealerships. It's Tesla dealerships branded and Tesla manufacturers. So to be able to sell those cars for cryptocurrency, you have to have that asset in holding someplace. So I think that's kind of where they're going. Reincarnation of Einstein. That's interesting. I mean, he is a very brilliant guy. Pull up Apple. So another big breaking news in the stock world, I guess, that came out today was Warren Buffett and his holding company, what is it, Berkshire Hathaway, cut Apple stocks, dumped a bunch of their major holdings. Apple being their biggest one. He loves Apple, um, loves Coca-Cola. Those are like his bread and butter. So, to see him cut. Sorry, I'm reading from my notes over here just so I can make sure I don't have the wrong information. Yeah, Warren Buffett, Berkshire cuts Apple stake and buys these drug maker and telecom stocks instead. So Berkshire Hathaway Inc. Cuts its positions in Apple and piled on stocks for drug, telecom, and oil companies in the latest quarter, according to filing made with the U.S. Secretary of Exchange Commission. Warren Buffett-led company sheds its Apple stakes by 6% to 887 million shares in the quarter, but at the same time has upped his investments in AbbVie, so it's ABBV, by 20%, Bristol Myers Company by 11%, and Merck and Company Inc. by 28%. And then also he picked up some more T-Mobile, not a whole lot, just by 1.36%, but that's still 5.2 million shares of T-Mobile. I wish he'd pick up some AT&T. I'm holding some long contracts on AT&T, so that would make my life much better if he picked up some more. But even with that news that he dumped or they cut stakes with that amount of Apple, I'm looking at my chart here, and you can kind of see it dipped a little bit, came down a couple points. I can pull it up here. Let's make it easier for you so you know what I'm talking about. So the market open, you can see it kind of gapped, and then you got a nice little bounce here. Now we are below. This will be my signal to buy Apple, would be at this point here. Now it could stay a little bit lower, and we could see a trend line like we did before, back at the end of January, where it did stay down for the entire day. But typically when I cross over this 30% line for my RSI marker, that's a good sign for me to buy. It's below the Bollinger Band. It's below the bottom line for the RSI. So if I had the capital available right now, I do have some other positions open that I just don't have the funds available. But I would definitely be buying into Apple right now if I had the funds available. That's Apple's a good, strong company. Like you said, they got the car. They're trying to get a car deal going. They're trying to get a bunch of other things going. And to have that opening gap today, that gap down from the extended hours, and to see it drop below the Bollinger Band and drop below the RSI, and to see that volume so low, that'd be an indicator for me to either buy some contracts or buy some stocks. But I'm not a financial advisor. That's just my trading method. That's how I would respond to that news and to what the chart is dictating to me. I'm not telling anybody to do anything. I'm just explaining to everybody my beliefs and what I would do if I had the funds available. Yeah, that's a huge opening gap. So we are on the 1 hour chart here. Zoom out. So it'll be interesting. So we got a resistance point. Right there. Oh, I'm a little off center there. More or less. So we got what I would like to see moving forward for the stock if it was a position that I would get into. One, the cart candlestick closed green above that line, and above the halfway point for this long red candle here. So if it closed, we got a green and a green, and it closed above this long red candle. These two cancel each other out. They're the same height. And then we're looking at these two here. So we have a down, down, so red, red, and then we have a green up. So it'll be interesting to see if the next candle or two closes above that line and above the halfway point of that long downtrend. Again, these two here, the green and the red, and for me, would cancel each other out. So I'm looking at this long wick, this long candlestick red here, and then we have a new candle green in the new direction below that RSI bottom line. So I would watch this a little bit longer. If I was more of a gambling man, I may try to wait it out and see if it comes down a little bit more and then buy into it. I don't know if I'd go in with an option contract unless it was a longer term option contract, but Apple's always a good stock to hold, even if it's a long-term swing trade. If we look back just at the past couple of days, it's dropped from 137, 140, right? 137, 138. Now we're all the way down to 129. So if you had enough money to pick up, couple hundred shares or a contract or two, because you're watching these trend lines, you could see probably a 50% retrace in the value over the next, couple weeks for Apple, in my opinion. So it's definitely a stock that I continuously watch and keep my eyes on. I do have, like everybody else, the pandemic stocks, waiting for the pandemic to be over with, to open back up. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. A couple of the other stocks that he had closed out were so he just sold enough Apple to pick up 3 or 4 other companies. So that's how many shares of Apple that man actually had. So let's see, he only cut it by 6%. So 6% of his holdings were $887 million. 187 million, right? Times, I'm going to say he probably cut it a couple days ago, so we're going to say 135. Yeah, that's a good chunk of change. if I'm doing my math right, for him to sell off 6% of Berkshire Hathaway's holdings, to be able to pick up AbbVie and Bristol Myers and the Merck & Company, and he didn't just pick up small amounts. I mean, he picked up 20%, 11%, 28%, and then a little bit of T-Mobile there at 1.36%, and then 1.36% of T-Mobile is 5.2 million. So pull up T-Mobile. So he picked up probably around this line here, back a couple days. Probably right there where it spiked, actually, if you think about it. He probably picked up $123. He picked up $5.2 million worth of, 5.2 million shares of T-Mobile, around $123. And I'm speculating when he picked up based upon the price movement in the stock. We have some huge volume movements here. So, you don't get giant spikes like that just from, the average everyday volume. That's a big whale getting in there and making the market move. So you have 5.2 million, right? Times 123. So he spent 139,600,000 buying 5.2 million shares of T-Mobile, roughly. It's. I'm a retail trader. You're a retail trader. We're all retail traders. If you're sitting in your home office trying to make movements, right? Trying to get those tendies. So one of the biggest things that I do when I'm investing or when I'm buying is to see what the big guys are doing. There's a couple sites that I use, like Inside Traders is a great site that allows you to kind of see where the market's moving, what companies are buying what other company, or who's going back and forth to make those markets jump. It's a lot of, so it's also a big place where Wall Street Bets gets a lot of their information as well. Yeah, I mean it's I might have to close up some of my positions just to jump on these prices. If he's dumping 600 million or $639 million on T-Mobile, he's dumping Apple to buy T-Mobile, and other stocks. Yes, I understand, but that's a lot. He knows something, or his team knows something, or he has that gut feeling that he has because he's a billionaire that something is about to happen. So if I was a betting man, which you kind of have to be if you're going to play these markets, if you're going to play in the crypto space, I'd be picking up some Apple right now, just because he caused the price to go down, and then I'd also be picking up T-Mobile because he picked up T-Mobile, and just kind of ride the wave a little bit. It's I could see it going pretty high in the next couple months here. We've got a couple days. We're in the low side of the RSI, low side of the Bollinger Bands. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Hey, we actually got somebody join us in the Discord server as well. Welcome. Let me see if I can unmute your mic. Roman, are you strictly crypto, or are you in the stock market too?
Can you hear?
Yeah, I got you.
You got? I was trying to figure out how to unmute it.
No worries, man.
So, no, I'm more of a style. Like, I'm just now learning the crypto avenue. That's why I'm following you. You see, say,
Yeah, I've been doing it for a while, and my brother's a film major, and all my friends that I've helped out over the years is like, you need to get on YouTube and stay on YouTube more. You need to get a Discord server, and really push it. And I've been trying to do it for years and years, and I had the opportunity. I sold my house, relocated it to a different state, and I said, you know what? I'm I'm too beat up. I'm not going back into the field. I'm gonna, focus on this. And knock on wood, it's been pretty good for me so far. I mean, the YouTube channel's growing fast, and Discord's growing fast, and my trading accounts are growing far faster than they have in the past. So
That's awesome. Good for you.
yeah, man.
I don't know. I like the way you explain the crypto.
Oh, you cut out there. Did I lose you?
Can you hear me now? I'm sorry.
It's all right. Do I have push to talk on? I'm sorry. Let me see if I can change the settings here.
So, it's just that you gotta. You have to watch.
Yep.
Everybody thinks they're a professional trader now that the Wall Street bet stuff happened. And
yeah.
You gotta weed through it, like who actually knows what they're talking about.
Right.
I mean, I do. All my plays for the last couple of years have been, I'm not like a day trader. Mine are like long-term investments.
Right. Yeah, and that's typically what I've been doing as well. The stock market for me has always been, the long term, the long haul investment. And I did foreign exchange or FX trading for years, and that's how I was paying my bills. I went to my day job, and then because the FX market is live almost 24/6. I could get some trading in at night after work or whatever it may be, but it's so volatile right now that I started pushing more towards stocks and everything.
Oh, it's get in while you can. I really think we're having a crash coming soon.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
there's too many young blood out there with too much money burning holes in their pocket. It's great for the economy short term, absolutely, but yeah, we're gonna see a crash. I've seen a couple of them in my lifetime. We're definitely gonna see another one here soon.
got to push.
It's all right.
But no, just like the people in government who are telling.
No, I lose you again.
Sorry, I'm on my phone and this button's not holding.
Just turn off push to talk, man. I think you're the only one in the chat room right now, so don't worry about it. I try to use push to talk when the chat room or the voice chat gets so full, and just people talking over each other. So, but since you're the only one here, you can take it off if you want.
No, it told me that it kicked me out. It said I had to have push to talk on.
Ah, gotcha. I don't know if any of my moderators are live right now. I'll have them change it over. me see.
I don't know. Maybe I need to update myself on tech.
Yeah, I'm still learning with the whole Discord thing. There's so much stuff that you can implement and use that you kind of you overdo it sometimes.
Well, yeah. When I yeah, I didn't even know what it was until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I like it. It allows me to stay in touch with people, especially if they get a hold of me on YouTube. And they ask
yeah,
me all these you know these huge questions, and it's more than just a simple answer. It's like, hey, get a hold of me on Discord. I can definitely help you out, but I'm probably gonna need to share some screenshots with you. So it's definitely helped me out huge.
yeah. I was the one who left you like a bunch of comments on Unity. Like I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if you how many however many of my videos that you've watched in the past, but that's my big thing is, coming from a teaching background, you know, knowledge is so important that you know I don't know everything. I'm not claiming to know everything. Am I a knowledgeable individual? Sure, and I want to help out, but the more people we get in a group, we can share the knowledge, the better off I think everybody will be in the long run.
Oh, I agree. Am, have no problem. I have no problem deferring to other people. Like if I don't know, I don't want to give the wrong answer just because I think I'm right.
Right.
I have no problem admitting when I don't know something. So the more people I agree, the better.
We got a guy over in the YouTube chat. He's also on our Discord server. Let me see if he can answer me. How's the audio coming through for everything? How's the
So you said you were a teacher before this?
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm a career. I've been a welder fabricator for over 20 years, and I started teaching business management and business ethics at a local college, along with welding on top of it. So I did that for a number of years. Got my Florida State teaching certificate, went through all the rigmarole, and I just didn't see eye to eye with some of the higher ups. So being the tattooed, pierced welder that I am, biker guy, I kind of took my leave and put myself out of the equation.
That's fine. Yeah, I do a lot of work with teachers, so like you can always tell when one who doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I love teaching. It was a great time. I love the students. I mean, I was teaching guys and kids between the ages of 15 all the way to adults in their 50s. So I had a huge gamut of classes that I taught. But it was I don't take orders well. I guess what it comes down to. And when you're working in a shop and you're working with fire and steel and everything, having an administrator come through in her high heels, trying to tell you what to do, it didn't really fly with me.
I'd be the same way on that. I get it.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen enough industrial accidents in my lifetime in all the shops I've worked across that I'm very safety is like one of my top things. So to have somebody walk through or a tour to come through and everybody's wearing nice shoes, no steel toes, and open it's just you can't do it, and I had to wash my hands of the whole situation, and unfortunately, fortunate for the kids that I had to step out.
Yeah.
But this is my new moves. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that this will kind of be my replacement. As much as I like to talk and as much as I like to teach, hopefully YouTube and Discord will kind of give me that that availability to do so.
Yeah, that should work out for you. I mean, plus the way things are headed. I mean, I don't anything for Doge, but if it does end up becoming an actual real thing, like they're trying, I mean, it is a real thing. If it becomes what we think it could, I mean, you could just have a disc, you'd probably be set.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping so, and we were talking about it earlier in the video, or earlier in the stream, that Robinhood is currently one of the largest holders of Dogecoin and other cryptocurrencies because they hold it in one large pool, and they have their own ledger system to dictate, who's holding what type of breakdown. To just explain it simply. So one of the big things that they just released in the past couple hours or so was the fact that they are going to be implementing crypto deposits and withdrawals. So you actually have access to your wallet keys. So that's a huge thing, especially for Robinhood taking that step where other platforms, say like Webull, haven't done it yet. So again, Robinhood, that may get them back in some of the the good graces of people that are using it if they start implementing crypto deposits. I think that'll be a huge step for Doge and some of the other ones.
I agree. My only problem with everything that Robinhood's doing right now and nobody's talking about it because everyone's just talking about them being the whale.
Right.
But if you purchases and the time of purchase, it's all insider trading.
Yeah.
It is 100% illegal.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it. One of my previous videos, I had a split screen going on of, Robinhood Doge price versus Webull versus, Binance and Coinbase, and they all had, drastically different prices across all these platforms, and that's, yeah, I know that with crypto, if you've been in crypto for a while, it was hot for a split second was people doing arbitrage trading, so buy from one exchange, sell on another exchange. So that's kind of what they're doing, and I mean it was okay to see. I wouldn't say okay, but there's no regulations for cryptocurrency right now, so people were getting away with it, and everybody was fine with it. But now we're talking about, stocks and bonds and all these, blue chip companies and all these hedge funds. We knew that they were doing it for years, and now finally they got caught doing it, doing all that insider trading and the trading back and forth and the short ladder attacks and everything like that. So, it'll be interesting to see what comes out when they get out of the court system. So I think they were in court today. Hopefully we'll get an update later this evening about what had happened with Robinhood. But it's definitely going to be an interesting next year for sure for the markets.
It is, because that black guy had to admit, like, he doesn't even have a license.
Yep.
Like, but if you look at the timing of their he just perfectly timed it, like 5 minutes before
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
He timed it perfectly, like he knew something. I mean, what you did, probably.
He'll never admit it, I'm sure, but absolutely, yeah, that's it's too convenient to not be fishy,
wonder, like, is like Elon and him like going back and forth like for show, and they're really in something together? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's tricky, and I've heard that you're actually not the first person that's brought that up. Especially with Elon shilling out and talking all all these memes about him and Dogecoin and everything else. Um, we don't know it as retail investors, as the guys with the smallest wallets. We don't have access to those conversations right now, and that's what sucks. So we really don't know if he's behind the scenes making these deals, and I would like to think he's not that type of person. I'd like to believe in the hype that is Elon, that he is for the people, and down with hedge funds and down with these big wigs and eat the rich type situations. I'd like to hope that he's for us, but you don't know, and that's can be scary.
I like to think he is like just the the unknown's what makes me question it, but a lot of his actions tell me he is. I mean, he's the only.
You got caught off there at the end. The only
I mean,
person.
he's the only person with a platform who spoke out against the lockdowns, and just some of his comments show that he's for us. But then it's like, all right, we got to follow through. So
Right. And then he's making millions and billions of dollars. With some of these deals that he's making. Um, so
yeah, it's easy to say anything you want when you have billions in the bank.
right, absolutely. We were just talking about it. I don't know if you had jumped in the conversation yet or not. Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett, you know, selling 886 million shares of Apple so he can buy, a couple other companies. So what does he know that we don't? Why is he selling one of his largest holdings, Apple? But besides Coca-Cola, Apple's one of his largest holdings. Why is he selling? He only sold a small percentage, but it's still 800 million shares of Apple he sold.
Yeah, and not only is Apple one of his largest holdings, Bill Gates like his best friend.
Yep.
So very strange.
Yeah.
And to jump on the T-Mobile bandwagon, like something going on with T-Mobile, and it's got to be good for them, but I don't know what it is. Because they're everywhere. I've noticed the last everything on my feed is T-Mobile.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, so I'm like, something's going on with them. They're doing.
I just wish you'd buy into AT&T for me. Yeah, I got 500 open contracts of AT&T that close in June, so I'd like to see that pump a little bit. I'm paying some serious interest on those contracts.
Yeah, you should. AT&T will come back here as soon as. I mean, they have to, right? They're too big to fail.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you let's see what so you're on Discord, so you're looking at, let me see what screen. I different platforms show different screens, so I apologize. So yeah, I mean, this is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I have my AT&T contracts. I bought them back. God, how long ago did I buy them? Beginning of the year, the second week of the year, I bought 500 contracts of AT&T at 9 cents a share. So I mean, I have some serious wiggle room with it, but the longer I hold on to it, the more interest I'm going to pay, depending on which direction the price goes to. So yeah, we're going on almost a month, over a month now, or just under a month. I've held this contract, and granted, my expiration date is until 6/18. Um, I'm not losing any money. I'm not making any money, so it's just kind of sitting there. I'd like to see it, obviously make me some money, make me some profit. Um, but it's just been kind of stagnant.
Once the time decay starts to kick in, it,
Yep.
that's cool. But hey, I'm here. I'm back. I have a work call to make.
All right, man. No worries. Appreciate you jumping in the conversation.
Absolutely. Thanks for all your knowledge. So.
All right. Talk to you later. Anybody else want to weigh in? What do we got going on, guys? Yeah, if you missed it on YouTube, we were going back and forth. We talked a little bit. One of the guys on my Discord server talked a little bit about Tesla and DOGE and some of the contracts going on that I have open. One of them being my AT&T call options. Uh, you know, we had talked about Berkshire Hathaway selling millions of shares of Apple to buy T-Mobile. I'm hoping because they're both in the same telecom sector that AT&T may see a little bit of a jump. Even if I can get average cost up to say 15 cents a share from the 9 cents that I bought my contracts at, would be huge to me. That'd be a nice little profit. So we'll see where it goes. We'll see what happens. It's a contract that I have open for quite some time. My account is down a little bit today. Not too bad. Still holding on to some AMC. Got my T-Mobile contracts still open, and I did just pick up some YOLO. Now YOLO is a pure cannabis ETF. With everything going on, and more and more states picking up or getting in touch or involved with the cannabis, I thought I'd pick up some contracts. Now I do only have one contract right now. I'm hoping to dollar cost average buy at least 4 more contracts within the next few weeks or so, if it doesn't skyrocket on me, obviously. And try to get a little bit of a decent holding. And again, this is a contract that expires in August, so I got some time on it. I'm hoping we'll see a nice spike around April 20th. So we'll see what happens. It's a long-term trade. I'm trying to get away from some of these shorter trades that I've been doing. Just because I've been forced to, with Robinhood putting that pattern day trade lock on my account, even though my account has never shown any wrongdoings or pattern day trading setups. Um, it's kind of forced me to change my trading strategy a little bit. So I got some of these long term holds. You got the YOLO and T-Mobile or AT&T are kind of my longer positions. BlackBerry, Nokia, AMC. Those are shares that I hold, so I don't have to worry about those ever expiring. I'm going to hold on to those until they're on the profit. I'm pretty sure that, let me see here, make sure right before you, okay, so BlackBerry does not have any dividend yielding. It's Nokia either, but I believe AMC does pay out dividends, and it's a pretty high yield. It's 11.27% yield for AMC, and where I'm holding 1,000 shares, I'll make some money off the dividends, at the end of the day. And if I hold it for a number of years and the pandemic ends and the theater starts booming again, and it's a long term investment. I held AMC back when it was $2 a share. My brother and I held some. He was smart. He got out. I convinced him to get back in, so he's pissed off at me right now because the price is back down to $5. But in the long run, I think it's a good hold. I think it's got some strong bones, and it's gonna bounce right back. They did just release a streaming service, so if you're into movies, where everybody you can't get out to the movie theaters or your theater. So I have a bunch of AMC theaters in my general location. However, they're only open on the weekends and it's limited hours. So I have a young son. I really can't take him out to the movies at 10 o'clock at night. But they offer streaming services now. So I got the big screen. We're making a movie night. I make popcorn, and I can, go ahead and rent or stream a movie that just came out in theaters at home now. So that's big for me. That means a lot to me, just considering I'm such a huge movie buff. So it's definitely a service that I'll be signing up for. And then obviously we have some of my crypto holdings. I sold off a large portion of my DOGE holdings on Robinhood. I hold more on crypto.com, and if you're part of my Discord, you know that I mine it on a regular basis. So my Doge holdings are continuously growing. We do have a party pool going through the Discord server. If you want to jump in, you're curious about how that works, hit me up. Let me know what you need to get started, and I'll try to help you out the best I can. Also, we're talking about, I had put out there in the Discord server, and again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that notification bell, just so you know when I'm coming live again. And then, jump in the Discord server. I do a lot of talking over on the Discord, so it means, I can help out quite a bit more over there. But one of the things that we're trying to implement right now, I do have a new moderator. Guy's been great. Mr. Manbear. So he's been helping me out huge. One of the things that we've been talking about is doing a Dogecoin lottery. So I will, start the pot off at, 1,000 Doge or 2,500 Doge, whatever it is, whatever, I think I can squeeze out of my pocket. And then it'll be, 1 Doge, 1 entry, or 10 Doge to 1 entry, or something to that effect. And we'll just grow the pot for a couple months, and we'll, do a random generator, wallet generator. And we'll see who first, second, third place, and we'll divvy out the pot. So if you're interested in doing something like that, get over on Discord, vote on it. It's under the announcements. So make sure you vote on it, and make sure that you let me know that's something you want to do. What else we got going on? So real quick recap. We talked about Robinhood, implementing wallets and crypto deposits and withdrawals. Two crypto deposits and withdrawals to other crypto wallets. So they're going to be implementing their own deposit and QR codes, I'm assuming. And then we also have, we talked about Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett and his holdings, and the fact that he sold 886 million shares of Apple, and bought 5.2 million shares of T-Mobile. Talked a little bit about my holdings. Talked a little bit about Doge. Is there anything else that you guys would like to talk about before we sign off for the day? Nothing. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to wrap it up then. It's been another crazy Market Watch Wednesday. Tons of news coming out. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Thanks for the love on the channel. Thanks for the love out on Discord. Let's